Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to do a little video and give an update on my Halo mapping project I've been working on. It's been going pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to share a video showing some work in progress stuff. Now, originally I was just going to show what I had recently made, but I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of go back into my folders and show what I've made before. It's some pretty simple stuff, so don't be too harsh on it. But hey, for anyone who's aspiring to do stuff like this, I thought it could be kind of inspiring, or maybe just kind of fun to look at. We're on the Halo CE tag test main menu right now, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. This is kind of the main hub of testing out maps and different tags and stuff. There's a bunch of menus you can go through and get to everything. It's a really cool tool, and I'm really glad that 343 brought all these tools directly to us through Steam. Trying to find them and sort everything out before was kind of a nightmare. So yeah, let's get into probably one of the first maps I ever made for Halo CE. So here you go. I basically just made this kind of big canyon. I was still trying to figure out scale, so it's probably a lot larger than it's meant to be, but at the time I just thought it was really cool to have an open space like this to kind of run around. My most favorite sections of the campaign are when you have a lot of space to kind of roam around and wander through the hills and valleys of the Halo range. I was pretty fascinated with this first result. I even put my own little version of a little forerunner structure in the middle. It's not very complex, it's just a couple extrusions, but I was pretty entertained with it at the time. I even put some enemy AIs on this map. I really didn't know anything about how AI worked at the time, and I'm still a little rocky on how it works. The way that Halo's enemies works are kind of interesting to me, where there's just general spawn points for different enemy groups, and then it's just kind of based on the number you put in how many spawn. I would definitely want to get into some campaign modding eventually, and you'll see kind of later I got into that more. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this first project. It had been years since I'd been wanting to make a Halo map, so even just getting something in the engine was really exciting. Moving on to the next map, it's another simple one. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a multiplayer map or a campaign map, but I think I was just messing around with geometry at the time. I think I was just trying to figure out what to do and what not to do. And something I totally forgot about is this awesome arch that I made. It's a lot like the one on Battle Creek, which I'm a really big fan of, and I'm kind of impressed with myself here. It could use some way better texturing, and probably some more refinement, but I was only using the tutorial textures that they kind of give you in the tags folder. Other than that, it's pretty much just an empty canyon. Not really much going on. I did put these lights here as if it was a landing zone, so maybe this was supposed to be the beginning of like a multiplayer mission. I'm not sure. But this natural ramp is pretty cool, so good job me. The next one is pretty big one, because it has a lot of AI and other bipeds that I put into this map. This was supposed to be my campaign mission that I was working on. I never really got super far with it, but it was just basically a linear canyon with a bunch of enemies that you'd have to fight. And then at the end, there was some forerunner structures that I had made. I really don't know how to script anything, so I was kind of just placing stuff down and hoping the AI would kind of follow me and stuff. This isn't really how a campaign map is supposed to work. You're supposed to kind of run in and have the enemies spawn with scripting. I just placed them wherever. I am really proud of these areas though. I feel like they have some nice geometry to them, a lot of nice greenery and scenery. And I'm very proud of these forerunner structures in particular, with a crashed pelican in it. I thought it was pretty cool for never having the chance to do any of this before. It is interesting seeing how the kind of AI moves around and just kind of wanders when you place them. Moving on to the stuff I've been working on now. It's not as exciting as that last one, but this map here is just a little test I wanted to do. For a long time I struggled to figure out how to put textures in my maps, and this is kind of a test of that. It's just a little box canyon that uses a lot of the Beaver Creek textures. It's not really that complicated, but it's just some fun geometry to kind of run around. I'd like to make some kind of Beaver Creek remake map. I don't know, make some kind of remixed version. Generally, this was just a test to see how the textures work. Something I found out recently is you can just go into Blender and open the BSP files, and the whole map will just load, and then you can click on things and see which textures are applied to what, giving you an idea of some pre-made textures that you can kind of use for your maps. I probably will get into custom texturing my maps in the future, but right now it's just easiest to use some generic textures that I can kind of workshop until I get to that point. And my most recent map, which you're seeing now, is kind of a little take on a wizard style level. This took a little bit of effort to get working. It's just a symmetrical map with kind of two sides, but yeah, it took some doing to get the geometry and everything correct. Turns out Halo doesn't like it when you have random faces that have more vertices than you should. So anyway, beyond the technical part, this is just really exciting for me to see, as I've always wanted to make kind of an indoor map like this. I am really basing it off of my love of Wizard, and I'm using the textures from that map. I love this middle part here as it reminds me of something from like the pit from Halo 3. Yeah, I know it's not a fully fleshed out map, so bear with me, but I'm just excited to see this much progress happening. So yeah, overall, that's kind of what I've been up to in terms of Halo mapping. I got familiar with the Source engine way earlier than I got familiar with the Halo engine, so it's taken me some time, about a couple years actually, to figure out how to do all this kind of stuff. It's been a long but very rewarding process. I don't know if it's just me, but this stuff has taken me quite a while to learn, and I'm definitely no expert on it. So I hope you like what you saw. I just wanted to show off some of my work in progress stuff, or stuff that was kind of left behind in some folders. Hopefully soon I can learn a bit more and get kind of a solid map out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.